Welcome to the engineering lecture series. In this lecture series, I will explore the major applications of descriptive statistics, which include decision-making, quality control, business analytics, healthcare, education, engineering, and social science. Your anchor person remains Professor Michael C. Ndinechi. Of course, we know that descriptive statistics include data summarization in all fields of endeavor. Descriptive statistics helps us to understand data before applying any inferential techniques. So please kindly watch, learn, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more statistical insights. This course covers a section of general engineering and technology curriculum in the Nigerian education system, more especially the GET 305, Engineering Statistics and Data Analytics. Descriptive statistics help us to summarize, interpret, and understand data in a more meaningful way. By the end of this lecture, one should be able to identify the major components of descriptive statistics, explain how they are used in real-life situations, and be able to apply them to academic, business, artificial intelligence, and other engineering problems. For the full lecture on our topic, visit ebonyeducationalconsult.com. This descriptive statistics is everywhere, ranging from classroom results to national economic decisions. It is the starting point of all scientific inquiry and data-driven decision-making. As we proceed in our studies, especially in the field of data science or field of artificial intelligence, engineering, businesses, and social science, we must always remember that descriptive statistics helps us to understand the story behind any set of data. So why do we study descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics helps us to simplify large data sets, provide initial clarity before deeper analysis is taken on any set of data. It helps us to support decision-making at all levels, reveal trends and patterns in any given data set. It serves as a foundation for inferential statistics. Without descriptive statistics, data remains raw, confusing, and misleading. You can view our lecture on descriptive statistics that deals with definitions, what it is all about, and aspects of descriptive statistics when you go to the engineering lecture series and look up the link as given below. So, the major applications of this descriptive statistics are in areas we are going to see first in education and in academic research. In this area, teachers, researchers, and institutions rely on descriptive statistics to summarize educational data. It helps them to analyze student performance by looking at their mean scores, median test results, and distribution of grades. It also helps them in planning school improvements by looking at demographic summaries, attendance trends, and other information they may be requiring for their decisions. For instance, a lecturer uses descriptive statistics to compare class performance from one semester to another. In business and in decision making, companies use descriptive statistics to understand trends and make decisions. Decisions on sales analysis, like finding average monthly sales, most purchased items and products, and analyze revenue distribution. It helps in understanding customer behavior. For instance, knowing the percentage of returning customers, that is, customers that buy and come back another time to buy, and their frequency of purchases. It helps companies to analyze employee performance by finding mean productivity level of every staff and their attendance pattern. For example, a supermarket uses bar charts and averages to determine which products sell the most on weekends, for instance, so that they make sure that during weekends, that product is made available. In hospitals, for healthcare and medical research, hospitals and researchers use descriptive statistics to study patient records and treatment outcomes. It helps them in summarizing patient data like age ranges that suffer particular illness, the gender distribution that suffer a particular illness, vital signs and their averages amongst different age brackets. It helps them to monitor disease outbreaks like frequency of symptoms and number of affected individuals, and probably their age ranges and their gender. Example, a clinic uses descriptive statistics to identify the most common ailments seen each month. This descriptive statistics is also very essential in engineering and in quality control. For instance, engineers use descriptive statistics to ensure systems and products meet required standards. Helps them in quality assurance by finding mean defect rates, variability in measurements, and in control charts. It helps in process monitoring by summarizing the production output, the reliability pattern of the product, and any other information that is very necessary. For instance, a telecom engineer uses descriptive statistics to analyze signal strength variations. That will help him to plan how to roll out his base stations, his antenna height, and so many other factors that affect telecommunications. Now, in government and public policy making, we know that policies often rely on summarized data to understand populations. For instance, in census reporting, the population size, the age groups, and household incomes, and any other information that will help governments to make adequate policy can be extracted from large volume of data collected. In crime statistics, you can also map out crime sites, frequency of crimes, types, and monthly trends to enable law enforcement agencies to combat the crime. In economic indicators, GDP's gross domestic product growth rates and summaries can be obtained easily, and employment or unemployment distribution can easily be analyzed by government. For instance, a government agency uses descriptive statistics to publish monthly reports, weekly reports on inflation rates. Also, this descriptive statistics plays a vital role in environmental science and in agriculture. Environmental decisions depend on summarizing measured data. For instance, in weather monitoring, things like average rainfall, temperature pattern, humidity, cloud cover, and so many other things that require collecting large data sets to be able to predict. The descriptive statistics helps to analyze these large data sets to bring out an informed result. Also, in crop yield analysis, you can be looking at the mean production, the yield distribution across regions, and their patterns. So, a researcher in agric, for instance, can use these descriptive statistics to summarize the 5-year rainfall data to help him or her to study climatic trends. In finance and in investment, investors use descriptive statistics to summarize market behavior, to analyze stock performances, know when to buy and when to sell their stock by looking at average returns, volatility, and range of price movements. It also helps in risk analysis mitigation by looking at the frequency of losses versus gain. For instance, a financial analyst uses descriptive charts to show monthly price variation of stock. In marketing and in customer research, companies understand audiences by summarizing survey and campaign data. It helps them to know consumer preferences, their mode of selecting particular products, and which product types they select. In social media engagement, descriptive statistics help to find the average likes in a site with so many posts. For instance, compare the comments, know the comments in order to come up with the impression that social media engagement is giving. For example, a brand analyzes descriptive metrics to see which ads perform better or perform best within a particular period of time, can help them to analyze why these ads perform better than others within a particular time. So we are going to stop so far, but we have basic questions which you can look up at, and these questions are answered in the Ebony Educational Consult website that will help you to understand the lectures better. And these questions covered our previous lecture on meaning, types, and what descriptive statistics is all about. We also have multiple choice questions which will, help you to see how far you grasp the lecture. The first one, which is on just descriptive statistics, and the second one, which is on the applications of descriptive.